how African culture and modernity contributes to the death of the Kenyan family. So this is where I'm at, right? So African culture. People view children as a financial investment. It's like a cow. So you are having a cow so that that cow can produce milk when it's older. It's like you're buying a calf, so that calf will produce milk when it's older. And the problem when you do that is that, you know, a cow does not need love. It does not need affection. Production is the main point of having a cow. You feed the cow, you shelter the cow, and in this case, you educate the cow. And if the cow does any mistake, you punish it brutally because it's threatening your production in future. And if the cow thinks that it has dreams of doing this and this and that, you tell them, no, I need a guarantee on my investment, so you will become a doctor, because that's the only way I'll get my money back after, you know, paying for your school all these years. If you start messing with boys, why are you messing with boys? Your beauty is important. That's how I'll get my dowry. And so we do things for a negative purpose. And sometimes we prevent our children from, you know, finding that love that they need, achieving their dreams, because we put them as a financial investment. And kids are not stupid. They will notice that. And so how they interact with you will always be different. So let me go to another one. The insistence on dowry. Very big in our cultures, right? So here's what happens. Dowry delays marriage, because somebody has to take a lot of time to seek that money to get married. Again, men marry at 26.9, women marry at 22.5. Perhaps this is one of the explanations why. And during that time, they do what? They mess a lot. So that mess can be attributed to dowry, which the parents are the ones enforcing. And then the parents will blame the children for having behaved stupidly, when the stupidity began with them, right? So there's an opportunity for sexual deviance, because during that time of searching for all that dowry and all that kind of stuff, their physical urges are not lost, and they lead to pregnancies outside of wedlock. Now, again, statistics, when you have a pregnancy out of wedlock, it's highly likely that you'll be, if you're poor, it's highly likely that you'll continue being poor. Statistics. So that's another problem that we'll have, which will make it again more difficult for them to have dowry, and you're still focusing on that. And then there's the focus on the wealth of the partner, their ability to pay dowry, so that when a woman looks at a man, he has a range, so he can pay dowry. I can take him to my father, right? There's a reduced focus on the spiritual qualities of the partner, how he is, how he views God, how he views you as a person, what he wants for the family. It doesn't really matter that much, because the dad is really focused on the dowry. He wants a return on investment. And then there's division of partners, right? The ladies and the gents, they usually, mostly ladies, because now this is dowry. Again, we call dowry bride price, but that's for another day. So the ladies, they learn to differentiate, right? That this guy, right, he's the one who's be able to pay dowry, but this is the guy that I love, and this is the guy that I will last after. I'll fulfill my last with. As I wait for, perhaps this guy I love to get the cash, or as I search for this guy who has the Range Rover. So you get where the stupidity starts. And then there's a failure to build ways of sorting issues. Like if this guy is poor, then, you guys can sort that issue. You can talk together, you can invest together, you can build. But when the focus is all money and money and money, at the end of the day, you won't find ways of talking about issues, building upon issues, but you'll still get married without having those qualities, those skills of, sorting issues. And you'd wonder why the issues in your marriage never go away. So another way, tribalism, what it does, locking out potentially good people. Like the statistics that we had, 55% of the men in Nyanza cheat. So somebody says all Nyanza men, leave them. Luya men beat their wives, leave them. Kikuyu men are thieves, leave them. Stereotyping. And you lock out potentially good people for your daughter or for your son. And when their marriage goes wrong, you don't see yourself as the problem. you see the person that guy married as the problem, right? When you are the one who pushed them towards that marriage. Anyway, it teaches singles to seek for superficial factors, because again, it's kind of like with the dowry. The first thing they look at is the Range Rover. In this time, the first thing they look at is the tribe. They don't learn how to evaluate people in an in-depth manner, and that's what you teach your children. And then you wonder when they find somebody who's stupid, right? Who can't reason, because you never taught them that. You taught them tribe, you taught them dowry, you taught them, all those kinds of things. There's a failure to build ways of analyzing an individual. I've already said that. Reduced emphasis on the spiritual qualities of the partner. Again, tribalism, same thing with the dowry thing. So the guys who want polygamy, who love polygamy, what does it do? It reduces the number of resources, similar to cheating. Yes, so now you have to, there's another wife who needs a house, her kids need to go to school, her kids need school uniform, and then you have your own kids, the first ones who need school, who needs uniform, and then there's always, when it comes to inheritance, you have divide resources. So each of your kids has less of the resources that they would have had to fight this kind of economy. You just put any. There are quarrels between wives and homes, like homes that are beef with each other. Usiende kwa ile boma, usiende kwa ile boma, all those kinds of things, right? And what it does is that it builds up confusion among the kids, because the way that people are reasoning in that home, it's a bit different. The kind of structure, the setup they have in that home is kind of different, right? And in this day and age where people are moving towards monogamy, the kids become confused. Why does my father have multiple women? Should I have multiple women? And then when he goes to look for a wife, and the wife does not want that idea of having multiple kids, having multiple, being one of the wives, then he doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand why she wants to be alone when his father had many wives. You get? So you're not preparing them for the next cultural setup, right? And then of course when she doesn't understand that, then he goes and cheats, and then she discovers that he has another family. So another period of turmoil within the family. So that's a big problem. Another important thing, reduced level of attention paid to each child, leading to psychological effects on each child, because you're not paying enough attention to their psychological well-being. You're not paying enough attention to their schoolwork. You're not paying enough attention to like what they need in life and all those other kinds of things, right? So polygamy is a big problem. There is age-based family hierarchy. And what am I saying about these ones? Promotion of superficial factors. When you have to listen to somebody because he's older than you in age, as opposed because he's reasoning better, then that's a problem. And it's a big problem in African societies, because you have to listen to the eldest person simply because he's the older one. And it puts limitations on upward mobility, because the person who's at the top, power corrupts. So he's more likely to prefer a situation where he remains at the top. Send your CV to him. When he gives ideas, they're the ones who should have priority. When he calls our meetings, they're the ones that should have priorities. The kind of events that should happen should be all those kinds of things. It increases the likelihood of conflicts, because nobody would always listen to somebody just because he's older. People would actually listen to somebody because he's reasoning. Not always, but it's a more stable way of finding a reason to listen to somebody. So when it comes to that, age is a big problem. There is the burden on one responsible child. You are the only one who's doing things right in your family. You're the only one who's trying to get them out of poverty. Everybody else is having a ball. They want to drink, they're drinking. They want to have as many kids as they want, they're having as many kids as they want. They want to, throw their cash in betting, they're throwing their cash in betting. They want to throw their cash on women, they're throwing their cash on women. She wants to throw her cash on her boyfriend, she's throwing her cash on her boyfriend. You're the only one who's reasoning. And that's a burden on you. Because after everybody does their own thing, they'll come back to you because they're the only one who's stable. And they'll ask for what you have. And that means you won't develop. There will be temporary successes in the family, but there will never be a permanent level of success because there'll always be weak links. People who know that you're there and who know if they mess up, you'll be there. So that's a bit of a problem. And the burden can be financial, it can be emotional, or it can be spiritual. You're the only one who prays in your family. That's a big problem. Everybody should be praying.